can just move in and do it quickly without slowing down all the traffic, but you still have to fix the potholes. And this one's a single driver operated vehicle we're experimenting with. The main advantage is that it requires fewer people to fill a pothole and doesn't block as many lanes of traffic as a typical crew does. When you have lots of people out there, you have to have lots of barriers so they're protected from an oncoming car, and invariably you have a couple of lanes blocked. We're just renting this one to see if this is the solution. But I think the interesting thing that I thought is, it is very difficult to automate something that people can do by hand in some cases. And, the human mind and the human extremities, whether it's using your feet or your hands, and the human eyes, make it easy to do some things that we take for granted, but when it comes to automating them, they are very difficult to do. But this hopefully will be one of the solutions to our problems. Keeping our streets in good condition is essential to our economy and to our quality of life, and that's why we're always looking for ways to do it more efficiently. During the last fiscal year, the Department of Transportation filled a record 418,000 potholes citywide, and that was because the extreme weather that we experienced that year. And potholes, as we know, occur when either rainwater or runoff from melting snow and ice seep beneath the pavement, and then when the water freezes during a cold snap, it causes the pavement to rise up and then buckle under the pounding of automobile traffic. And also plows tear up the streets a great deal. Whenever there's a bump, the plow goes right through and starts creating something that actually costs us. We spend more money on fixing potholes by a lot than we do on plowing and salting. Now, because of the very mild weather we've had this year, the mayor's plan to keep the budget down for pothole repair and snow removal, we decided this year we would have less snow. It's supposed to be a joke, but geez, none of you guys get a life, will you, for God's sakes? The truth of the matter is we have had an awful lot less snow this year. And in fact, between January 1st and March 15th, we've had to fill some 111,000 fewer potholes than we did during the same period in 2011. And I don't know what it costs to fill a pothole on average, but it ain't cheap. And so this year, that's just in our overall budget, it doesn't make that much difference, but it's taxpayers' money, and we're trying to do more with less. The mild winter, however, also produced another positive result. The Department of Transportation this winter has been able to repave more lane miles than we have done in the past. We were able to resurface an additional 36 miles of streets this winter, and that included key corridors in all 5 boroughs, such as Brooklyn's 8th Avenue and West 261st Street in the Bronx, and Arthur Kill Road and Englewood Ave in Staten Island, and Manhattan's 3rd Avenue and parts of 77th Street in Queens. And we're now resurfacing we've resurfaced more than 650 miles since July, putting us on track to resurface 1,000 miles this fiscal year. And that's one of our objectives. And this includes the project a few blocks from here that some of you can visit at the end of the press conference, the repaving of Latimer Place. Now, we're always looking to do this work more efficiently, but also in more environmentally friendly ways. And in addition to the Python, you should know, is we're also using a dozen new electronic screeds. Does anybody know what a screed is? Aha, you joined the mayor, because neither did I. But I talked to our ACE Transportation Commissioner right here, who immediately had an answer. A screed we use to level, shape, and begin to compact the asphalt out after it's been laid down on the surface road. And these electric screeds, which were purchased with federal funding from the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, have replaced older diesel-fueled screeds. And that translates into less fuel, improved air quality, and also better health for our employees, who no longer have to inhale fumes as they operate these machines. The bottom line is a screed softens the asphalt, and we used to do it by taking gas or liquid fuels and burning them, and that pollutes the air. In this case, you get the heat from the electric screed. DOD has begun using an environmentally friendly pothole mix called green asphalt. which we think is better for the environment because it contains almost all recycled material and doesn't use any new petroleum products. And we'll soon begin testing it on Staten Island, a new porous asphalt material that improves safety because it provides more traction during inclement weather. Now, it would be best if we don't have any inclement weather, like we didn't really this winter. But unfortunately, some winter down the road, we'll probably have more inclement weather, and this is going to make a difference. I will let Commissioner Sedekhan describe more about these new technologies in a moment, but let me add that you can follow all her department's progress in resurfacing our streets at the Tumblr block, the Daily Pothole. Who knew? And finally, when New Yorkers do spot a pothole, I encourage you to call 311, which is what I always do, or go to nyc.gov and follow the links to the 311 online and make a report that way. Your reports, along with those from our mobile Scout Quality of Life team, let our potholes crews use their time and efforts most effectively. And incidentally, there's an app, 311, which you can just touch a button. It knows where you are. You just describe it in a few words, and off it goes. And that helps us know where the potholes are. Jeanette Sedekhan will now talk to you for about half an hour, 45 minutes.
I'll try to do better than that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. When it comes to our streets, it's really all about the basics. And in an era of iPhones and Droids and iPads, we're looking to bring new technology to help make our streets work better, work faster, work more efficiently. And investments in technology and research and development are really our ace in the hole when it comes to filling potholes and fixing our streets. So right here, we're taking a look at what the new road of the future might look like on 34th Street. Again, as the mayor pointed out, we continue to innovate, try new ways of improving and maintaining our infrastructure, and we're sort of leading the pack on that, but we are clearly doing everything we can to experiment to see how we can make things work better. You've seen the Python pothole patcher. It's really a one-stop shop for repairing potholes. It's one of the first city agencies. We're one of the first city agencies across the country to work on this. It's also been deployed in Denver. It's a pretty compact operation. It lets the driver put down the hot asphalt, do the raking, and also not have to step out of the vehicle and not block lanes, which is of course very important in a congested city like New York. We've used it on the Henry Hudson, we've used it on Northern Boulevard. As the mayor said, it's mostly these arterial highway environments that it's good for. It was difficult to get you all out on an arterial highway, so we're demonstrating how it works here in this location. We're also testing out the Roscoe pothole patcher, similar to the Python, but it also is different in that it has cold patch asphalt. So when there's no time to wait for a repair, we're experimenting with the Roscoe. So far, we have filled 164,000 potholes citywide, including 34,000 here in Queens. The science of better streets also extends into chemistry. And as the mayor pointed out this winter, we experimented with 100% green asphalt using only recycled streets in our asphalt production program. We're also using Aquafalt, which is a water-curable cold patch, which makes it possible for us to do that repair work when it's raining. These innovations join a lot of other innovations that we've got in our toolbox. The mayor pointed out the electric screeds to spread asphalt evenly on paving jobs. It's safe for our workers, not as many fumes or flames. Reduces fuel consumption by some 25,000 gallons a year. It's $90,000 a year in savings to the city and a reduction in carbon dioxide of 270 tons a year. But now that spring is here, we are launching our resurfacing program, full court press in all 5 boroughs. We're building on the work that we completed this winter, and as the mayor pointed out, due to the warm winter, we've already been able to get a jump on that, and we've resurfaced 36 lane miles so far. We're on track to resurface 1,000 lane miles this year, and we will be investing $177 million in paving projects this year. So we continue to look for new ways to innovate and do whatever we can to improve the maintenance and the management of our important infrastructure citywide. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me, before taking questions, just try to summarize in Spanish what we're doing here. El invierno templado que tuvimos este año hizo menos daño a las calles y nos permitió repavimentar más calles que en años pasados. Estamos invirtiendo, lo siento, en nuevas tecnologías para arreglar calles de la manera más ecológica, rápida y que interfería menos con el tráfico. And with that, I'll be happy to take some questions, sir.
Mayor, it seemed that it took a little bit longer with this than if you had like an old style crew. Do you look
Well,
at that?
that's true, but that keep